let's say I am a budding data scientist. I just graduated from um, an institute as an engineer, data scientist, and you're my mentor. For the next couple of minutes, can you just be a mentor to me and give me some worldly advice as to how to become a great data scientist?
Absolutely. I'll keep it very short because that's literally what it takes. Learn Python, know Python really well. Number one, pick between PyTorch and TensorFlow, learn one of them really well, and pick a visualization tool that you're most comfortable with. PyPlot is my favorite one, but there are a lot of debates about the best one out there. So I'm not getting into that. Pick one and become an expert in that. These three tactical things will set yourself up for most data science tasks that you will ever do in your life. Now, I'm assuming again you have all the pedigree and you know what machine learning is and all of that stuff. And on top of that, just make sure that you know all these three things. And then beyond that, because you said someone who's just starting out, and the number one, two, and three thing I would say is go out there and do stuff. And it, what I mean by that, and why it's simple but really impactful is, Shrikant, when you and I started our careers, 20, 25 years ago, it was very hard to actually do a practical uh, project, let's call it, in data science and put it out there for the world to see and so on. There were all kinds of limitations around it. Today there is zero limitation to anyone, irrespective of their background, as long as they have the skills to actually do a project that is meaningful and put it out there on LinkedIn, put it out there on GitHub, etc. I would go as far as to say that in the future, a lot of the hiring was probably not going to be based on pedigree, but it's probably going to be based on show me your GitHub and show me what you have done, and I can sort of rate that using AI, I guess, and that's how most people will get their employment. So I think if you're starting as a data scientist, absolutely do that. And you reference Kaggle. Kaggle is a great resource, right? There are so many problems that just to test yourself or put code out there, etc. But also maybe even think of a startup idea. Every startup doesn't need to end up becoming a unicorn. It's not going to end up becoming a unicorn, but what it will do is it'll put you through the motion of starting from step 1 to step 10 of how do I solve a data science problem? What is even a data science problem? I think that type of relevant thinking skill that you have to build is going to be very, very important. And so start building stuff, doing stuff. Nothing is meaningless. You might start off something and you might feel like, oh, thousands of people have done this before, but you haven't done it. So do it and show it to the world. And you might even come up with a technique that nobody even has done before, right? So there's a lot of goodness to come out of it. So learn those three things and do stuff.
Okay, so learn those three things, do stuff, show your expertise in the real world, put it out there for people to give you feedback. Now, I have a couple of other questions. I'm still the mentee. I'm asking you a couple more questions.
Yeah.
Should I specialize in a domain or should I be across domains?
I think if you are a data scientist, you are much better off being cross domain. Data science is a tool that you can apply to a lot of different things. Now, you do need to understand the domain that you end up working with for the majority of your time, and of course have certain level of expertise. Let's say you work in fintech, you do need to understand what fintech is, how does money move around the world, all of that stuff. But then you're much better off having a more broad sense of that, and then understand a lot of the data science techniques, because then you can pick and choose from what you want to use, for a data science perspective. For an engineer today or for a product manager, I would say maybe there is more value in going deep, because I do feel that like the AI technology is coming up really, really fast. We do have a gap of product thinking around AI still. And this is universal. I'm not talking specifically of a space where like the product managers still are catching up on okay, how do I think AI first? How do I think native AI, and so on? So I think from a data science perspective, breadth is probably the key, to be very successful. From as a fresh PM or a fresh engineer, probably depth is going to be your expertise, because that builds the moat around what you do.